it takes a long time. You say, damn, this brother be like 8 hours, 6 hours, 5 hours. It's because we have just that much information we got to get through based on years of being locked out of stuff. Research. Let me give you an example about research. How many people went to Spelman? Raise your hand. Clark, Atlanta University. Morehouse. You raise your hand, you know, Morehouse, Clark, Atlanta University, Marsh Brown. Now, this is an interesting thing. How the white boy laughs at us. Now, supposedly, people at Spelman and Morehouse think that they're getting a better education than they are Marsh Brown. And this is a reality. Now, we're supposed to be above this whole Western education shit, so don't be offended. I'm talking about your bullshit school. Because I went to Clark. And like one guy, I was in a bar one day. The brother run a bar down there on Donley. I think it's on Beecher Street, Cascade and Beecher, right on the corner. Yeah, and I turned on to the bar because Emiola used to go over from Black Media. So we roll by there every now and then, you know, conscious people, you know, we still drop by the hood, you know, to the bar and shit. Tim Jones. He got, you know, he got his bar lined up with mounted Chevys and shit. You know. And, you know. But anyway, he was up in there, he was like, yeah, I went to Clark. Them motherfuckers didn't teach me enough shit to get out that front door, let alone. And I had to laugh and stuff, and I'm like, you're right, because I only came into real information after being in college for 8 years. And still, after 8 years, I started learning, I think about a year after I left when the learning started happening, because after a year after I left is when the Afrocentric thing really started opening up. And we started having this resurgence and stuff. You see what I'm saying? So don't mind now, I understand that you're saying, you know, y'all smelling the good old food, but then again, on the other hand, it's more authentic this way. And let me explain what I'm talking about here. You know, you got the smell and the whole thing. And we say, well, you know, we never get off that nigga stage. Let me show you something about us and how we always think shit is nothing. And then the white boy looks at it and makes it a business. Now, you know, you go home, you go to a real, you know, if anybody ever lived in the country, you go down there and somebody's serving some damn barbecue, chicken or some ribs and all, and they'll give you your shit and give you a big old stack of light bread. You know what I'm saying? And we say, oh yeah, well, you know, but it should be good, you know, you know, whatever the deal is. Now, anybody ever went to Fat Max up here on Piedmont? They got a place called Fat Max. They got a chicken place on one and a barbecue place. They got wooden benches, and they serve that shit on white bread, what you call light bread. And it's a novelty. Although we thought we was getting away from that because we all sophisticated, look at the Mercedes-Benz and all the shit that be out there, them white people be copying us. So that means this white boy goes in and takes the most rudimentary function of black people in America and make it a novelty. Put up a few blues pictures of James Brown all up in there, and it's the same old down-home bucket shack that we getting away from. All the Mercedes-Benz and all them rich white people, it's in the white community now. You see what I'm saying? So it's that type of thing. Now, we know damn well that this town here is like, I got a friend that's visiting from Philadelphia with me. He's one of the brothers having me come up to Philly. He was like, man, I'm amazed at all the restaurants there is in Atlanta. And I remember one of the brothers from that was over the cafeteria at the college I went to in South Carolina, Benedict. And I remember I was getting ready to leave the school that year, and he said, you know, ARA, which is food service, they served the Olympics, and they were served, you know, some of them served, the colleges. And he said, well, we went to go try to buy some new chefs at the culinary schools in America, and we was going to pay them $50,000, and they said, we can't help you because nobody in this school can leave out of here without $90,000 or above, so you're going to have to go someplace else. And he was saying it was interesting because prior to, this was in 1986, he was telling me this. He said 30 years ago or 20 years ago, 98% of all food that was cooked in the restaurants here in America was by black people. And we traded that for a suit and tie making 14, 16, in the 70s, 14, 16, 19. Now we up to 30 or whatever, 40, but it's still minimum wage and shit. Throwing a couple of credit cards on your ass, you know what I'm saying, and them fucking automobiles. Car note. That's what you living for. And then all of a sudden you back down to square one. But you have traded the jobs now that these people they put on a little day. And see, the white boy is his perception as far as the way he does things. He makes things legitimate on the earth now. So he'll put on a little white shelf hat, some white gloves or whatever kind of shit, and they talk a little bit. And it's the same stuff in the 1930s all black people was cooking. You we gave that up because we always followed the white boy. You see what I'm saying? You see, always following the white boy. Meanwhile, he's looking for every little recipe that was left behind when we were segregated, so he can make money off the stuff. You see what I'm saying? So this is the type of science we're actually talking about when we talk about legitimizing things. Now, getting back to the AU Center thing, the people from Morehouse and Spelman think that they get a better education than Marsh Brown or maybe Clark, and everybody think they can get a better education than Marsh Brown. Let me show you the game on this shit. So he said, man, that's wrong, man, because I went to them schools and you hit it close to heart. Well, I'm going to give you some shit right now that you'll know in a few minutes that I'm not bullshitting for the ones that ever went to those colleges. Now, they're your top premier colleges other than Howard and Hampton. Then, you know, you got a lot of black schools. You got still 111 left over from 130. And I don't knock them because when we couldn't go to the white man's school, those schools were there for us. I don't knock that type of thing. But we must look at the education on what it is. It's just an occupational training to allow yourself to get a damn job. And as you see, that doesn't hold no water no more because the damn Mexicans are here. So your ass is out. Through, deal. Now, the key is, we think we get a good education. Now, if you go, do you know that when they talk about the top schools in the country, we talk about Yale, Princeton, Harvard, Ivy League. Emory is the Ivy League of the South now. Whole arsenal over there. Emory, University of California, UCLA, this top shit. Don't let nobody fool you. UCLA is top shit. I'll tell you in a minute how you know they top stuff. University of North Carolina, Tar Heels, top shit. Austin, Texas, University of Houston, all these, University of Indiana, University of Ohio, University of Chicago, real advanced stuff. The key about a real education is this. What makes these schools a real education is this. That when they survey these schools and say the top schools, it means, can I go into your library and do research and don't have to go to another school to do research? I mean, your library is so equipped that I can do everything that I want to find in there. And that makes the difference between Harvard and Morehouse. Now, going on, Emory has 5 libraries. Georgia State has 2. Now, Emory has 5 libraries. AU Center has 5 schools with 1 fucking library, Club Woody. The Woodruff Library, and ain't shit in there. No books. They got better magazines. You can find a good essence. Or they might keep Jet from 1962. You see what I'm saying? And the Jets ain't gonna have all them centerfolds up in them motherfuckers either. You know what I'm talking about? They might keep that, they might keep Jet from 1962. But you ain't gonna find no books up in there. So are you having a superior education, Mr. Morehouse Spelman? No. It's not an education. It's a glorified high school. I don't give a fuck how much you had to study hard or whatever. Can you go to Club Woodruff? But they call Club Woody because basically it was a hangout spot for us. You know what I'm saying? We went there and meet girls and shit. But can you go to Woodruff Library and get everything you need to research? You got to go to Georgia State, and they got 2 libraries. Emory, I don't know how many. Georgia Tech, we don't know how many they got. That's the key. That's the only education there is. The other stuff is basically correspondence training. They could give you that shit off the back of a comic book. You can mail in your degree, or they can pay your money, or whatever the deal is. You see, you can understand. But then again, on the other hand, you got to understand how the education is too. Because they give you, you can be at Georgia, you can be at Emory, and they can give you a syllabus. Because this is not just for black people. Don't let nobody fool you. Only the elite people get the information. So the majority of white people you see are idiots too. So they will give you a syllabus, and you got a syllabus is a book they give you, and they tell you to get your degree from freshman to your senior year. This is what you gotta have to be required. Now most people are spending all that damn money, ain't got time to go study nothing but what this book says. So it's not really your fault. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's not just an educational problem with black people. The reason how they're able to keep everybody in the country uneducated is they give the masses of white people the same bullshit. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, because you follow them. You see what I'm saying? So the master and them get the same thing. So in so many words, the syllabus, the best writing you get is a damn term paper. But then again, on the other hand, you might be writing for some bullshit. Somebody did their term paper on Tupac and Biggie. Some ignorant ass shit like that. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? When you supposed, you know, Tupac and Biggie, some woman, the role of the black woman in the damn church. Well, fuck it, you got a damn mama. Shit, what the hell you need to know about some role of some black woman in some church? We talking about major research going down the drain. So even if you in those schools, based on the syllabus, you never really get to the real deal science. You understand where I'm coming from here? So there's no such thing as an education in this country. As a matter of fact, one sister was saying that they had done a report on how basically, and this is not just black people, don't get me wrong, you're not talking down with black people, although black people need to be talked down to, not you. But I'm just saying, this is just everybody. See, that's how mind control is. They can control the masses of the people based on the majority culture, or what you would call your so-called white people. They don't get educated too, so the average one you meet is a fucking idiot too. So therefore, you never really get into some high science, and that's why everything always ends up strange to you when you hear somebody talking this stuff. You see what I'm saying? So now, on one hand, you can go to these white schools, but you can never. It can be a thing where you never take advantage of the information that's actually there. You see what I'm saying? So for the AU Center to have 5 schools, a graduate school, a theological cemetery, a seminary. So that's 6 schools. But you might as well say, well, this is Clark Atlanta University merged 10 years ago, but still yet your graduate program is a whole nother school. So you're talking about 6 schools to utilize 1 library. And Emory is 1 school utilizing 5 libraries. You understand what I'm saying? So the way this thing is, what I'm trying to get at is, when we deal with this particular information, it's always going to come across strange because nobody in this country ever is educated. So they did a survey from the early 1900s, and they say it is possible that in America, with all your colleges on every corner, black and white, we have the science now to educate people and never educate people. So we basically can take an event, we can take training and turn it into a certain way that it looks like education, and it never is. Another thing is this: we have been taught that ignorance means bad behavior. Basically, the word ignorant, the word is in there. Ignore. To ignore. So 98% of most black people with PhDs on down are ignorant. To ignore. And a black person, the first to ignore. I don't want to hear that shit. But we have been trained in ignorance is based on pathology. So you see a brother out there, you know what I'm saying, that draws all down and shit. He doesn't speak the King's language real well. You know what I'm saying? He's not tailored to fashion. He's not smoothed off the rough edges. He's somewhere off the plantation. You go, he's just ignorant. So we have misconstrued the word of pathology as a form of, we think that is ignorant, whereas ignorant is to ignore. 98% of us was ignorant. In 1998, I was ignorant. 1988, I was ignorant. But 1988 is the last year I got out of school. And I was ignorant. You see what I'm saying? So we're just talking about a lack of knowledge. So on this particular point, when we look at ourselves, we don't never challenge ourselves because we have this other thing that we're looking at as far as black pathology, or what we call black behavioral patterns that we're thinking is ignorant, and that don't have shit to do with ignorance. You see what I'm saying? Another thing we think is ignorant is we think that also too, that if the white man gets a certain amount of knowledge, that he would like us. He doesn't like us because he's ignorant of us, and this is bullshit. You understand where I'm coming from? Let me give you an example for right now, since we're rolling. Let me just go, while I'm on, let me get a list so we can pull these libations right quick. I don't want to get too far from him. But what I want to preface this is this. What we're going to get into today is if you've never heard this before, I have to apologize because this stuff is very scary. If you've been conditioned to believe in good versus evil, then you're going to really be fucked up. saying? See, I already got, that, whew, you're going to be messed up. So I want to preface this stuff, but remember, we're not talking about a worship. We're not talking about a religion. We're talking about science, and that's the difference. You see what I'm saying? We're talking about science, that's the difference. And I say this because I'm telling you, on the other hand, just like there's science that you know on the physical realm, there's science as far as the spiritual realm. There's real entities. And I'm telling you right now, you're going to have to turn against all entities that never occupied a physical body. This is some scary shit. But you're going to have to do this. Well, we'll get into the whole science, so please stick around so you can understand this stuff. Because as we go deeper into this particular information, we understand why they really, truly don't want you to understand true knowledge. And so what we have to do is we have to line up. We have to identify just exactly what we are as a people. No ifs, ands, and buts. That way you will know the role as well as the enemies on the physical realm, as well as the enemies on the spiritual realm. And so that's what we're here today, is to identify that down to the T. You see what I'm saying? We have primed you the last year to understand other things other than, I'm going to hell. So, but we want to identify with those particular things. And I want to say that. Just remember, it's no different than you going and paying for a college course. You understand what I'm saying? We have to be advanced enough, you understand, to where we don't just shirk off thousands of years of our knowledge. You see what I'm saying? All because we feel comfortable to be in a banner of some religion. And basically religions are very comfortable because it means that basically because we are apathetic people, not necessarily black people, but people in general now, are lazy people. So if a person say give you one book other than 100 books and about close to 50 different systems, then you're going to take the one book. That's why I see there's thousands of people reading one of the most inferior books on the planet, the Bible, if you read it from cover to cover. Now, it takes its place as esoteric information if you go into it and pick out the stuff that's esoteric. And when you pick it out, basically down there every page and every paragraph is esoteric, and it has complete wisdom, but every paragraph is like one book. But to read it from cover to cover, it's one of you shit. You might as well down get you a piece of toilet paper and read this shit. You do better. At least your mind won't be messed up with a blank page. So we want to get into some. So and we got a lot of stuff that's interesting because see, this Richard Cavendish, this book, The Black Arts, and this one is still in print, 1972. This one he came out in 75. This one came out in, hold on 1 minute. This one came out in 1967. This one came out, Richard Cavendish, The Powers of Evil, in 1975. How many years is that? That's 7 years, right? 65, count with me. 67, 65, what's that, 7 years? Close to, 8? Yeah, 8 years. These books came out. This book you can get. The book that came out 8 years later, you can't get it. You see what I'm saying? But this one, there's enough in this particular book, The Black Arts. But my point is, so even 1967 means that we are years behind. This was a year before they shot Martin Luther King in the head. You know what I'm saying? So, very key that you understand that when we need to deal with this particular information. Let me get a libation list. Let me get a libation list. Oh yeah, first of all, what I want to do, let me do this right now. How many people remember Dr. Emos? Remember Dr. Emos? Anybody remember Dr. Emos? Dr. Emos was a brother that nobody knew how old he was. He made the transition in 1995. And basically he just went down and sat beside a tree and just left the damn planet. Got the hell on. You know how to dig in this bag. You know how these bags are. I guess women get enough of this. The bag fill up with all kind of garbage, and then you have to reload it and find all the numbers that you don't know who gave them to you. But anyway, Dr. Emos was a master chemist, if you want to put it that way, and a master health science. We don't know how old Dr. Emos was. Dr. Emos was somewhere in his 90s. Who knows? Might have been a damn 100. Nobody really knows. Anyway, we know he was up there. And Dr. Emos was, I know he was at least in his late 80s. And Dr. Emos had him a girlfriend down in South America. A real mysterious man, been all over the world. Had a girlfriend down in South America. He said, oh shit. She said, she be glad when I leave, because I wear her ass out. And she was something like, what, 19, I think. Yeah, this nigga about 80 now with a 19-year-old girl. And shit, he said shit. She be wore out when I leave. He had some stuff, I don't know what he called that shit, the bull or something. Some potion he had, man. All the brothers was getting this stuff, man. You talking about shoot, man. It was, I mean, this brother mixed up some stuff, man. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about literally to lay some Sirius pipe at night. This cat could mix up some shit to do it. But anyway, Dr. Emos, I'm trying to find these cards. Dr. Emos was a brother. You think you got the card in your bag? Look and see if you got the card in your bag. I'm quite sure you do. Anyway, Dr. Emos was a brother. Before he left the planet in 95, 96, he had some stuff out called beeswax that he used. Anyway, some other brothers that's on the scene now that was taught how to mix this elixir by Dr. Emos went in and did some other work to it with scents and other vitamins and other herbs or whatever. And there's a product out, let's see if you got the card, because I want to get that number. I want to get that number. What I can do is also, too, is if I don't give the number, I will tell it to Dean and he can put it on the end of the video. This is the actual stuff. It's, and the cover came off the shit. But anyway, if you got anything wrong with you, your skin-wise, if you rub this shit on your skin, it will literally, it will work. Do you have the number? It will actually work. Also, I want to give a shout out. I'll get that in a few minutes. If not, I will put the number on the end of the video. But I want to give a shout out. A couple of places. You want to stand up and give a shout out? Yeah, I know I'm putting you on the spot, and I know that's embarrassing. But you go ahead and introduce yourself. Yeah. So that's the herb, I'm going to put it on the tape, that's the Herb Shop Cafe, 43 Forsyth Street. The number 4, just give the number 2. 404. Yeah, well, 404, I got it here, 404 584 6797. 6797. So the sister got a shot there and all, but she's, which is a blessing. She's only 29, right? I'm really digging into your business. But I'm just saying, I'm giving that to let you know, she got her own herb shop, and also they have herbal drinks and shakes and teas, vegetarian foods, juice bar, as well as a whole assortment of all types of herbs and vitamins also. So we want to give a shout out to her also too, because I mean, whether you like it or not, it is a black business. And, we run to 7 and, which is, and I don't tell you not to go there either, because you're going to go there anyway. That's not the point. The point is to access other things also, too. Because if you notice one thing about them, I notice they're out of stuff a lot, too, especially when it comes to herbs and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? Because everybody goes there. So, therefore, they are out also, too. So, I want to utilize black businesses also. I don't know if the sister came that was selling the poems. I don't see her in here and all. But anyway, what we want to do is right now is put a libation, because we got a lot to cover. First of all, I want to say this also too, that it's actually it's actually a blessing to be around conscious people because I went to New York back in June, spoke for Ultimatics. You know Ultimatics and Al Sharp. You know Ultimatics is the brother that stood up for Tawana Brawley, and they took his license. And they're supposed to give him, I think for 10 years, they're supposed to give him back in August this month. I don't know if they gave him back yet. But he's the brother that was with Tawana Brawley and all that and stood up. Anyway, since then he went on to start the UAM African, United African Movement. And and they were in the Slave Theater, which was in Brooklyn, and they ended up being sabotaged because they sent some white girl up in there, and they threw the white girl out. And basically, in so many words, you can't throw people out of public forum. But there's ways you can get around that by saying it's a family type of thing, or the community or whatever. But you can't throw people out of a public forum. And anyway, Giuliani went after them after that. Now, they're having problems up in New York finding places. Like they don't, so in order for them to cut down on the conscious lectures, what they do is Giuliani and the whole city council or whatever, the city of New York will put pressure on the people based on renting out their places to conscious people. So therefore, there's a big problem in New York of them finding space. But then again, on the other hand, when I went up there, they said they have a big problem with the majority of the people that's not conscious at this particular time. They say are now looking at the conscious community in New York City and looking at us like we crazy. So you might have that now, whereas if you represent anything that's not programmed into the system, or as they say, into the matrix, people literally look at you like you're strange and crazy. You see what I'm saying? In a world when a big fat fool-ass preacher like T.D. Jakes can be king. Now this is some amazing shit. You might think it's beautiful, but you know basically your ass is in trouble when a T.D. Jakes going into the year 2000 with a woman off thou loose bullshit can draw 104,000 doggone black people. Then you can understand that we are even dead compared to what we were 4 or 5 years ago. We're talking about literally losing consciousness. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, and I know, and one thing about the consciousness, once you become conscious, your financial problems gets worse. That's one thing about it. Once you really get into the consciousness, your ass is troubled now. Your financial problems get worse. You see what I'm saying? Because you got two forces. You got a force, the ignorance is a force, and it likes to be around. It wants to be around. It wants not to know nothing. So therefore, it's going to fight you when you are going into higher knowledge. So if you are into some type of consciousness at this particular time, you need to put yourself and pat yourself on the back, as well as to say, when those thoughts come in your mind every 2 days, should I continue this bullshit? Or should, this shit happen. You like, wait a minute. Because when you see black people, that's enough to make anybody head for the damn heels. You see damn niggas and shit. You see one on the street acting like a fool, and you see the ones that riding around in all the vehicles and shit, with all their white women and everything else acting like fools, don't want to hear shit, and you be like, man, damn, should I continue this shit? You know what I'm saying? Well, you must understand, when that particular time happens, you must understand how special your role is now. So what I'm saying is, at this particular time, just because there's so few people into the consciousness where it's not a fashionable statement anymore, or a fad anymore, that is where you really need to be, because that is the illumination. That is it. Some people say, we're looking for this shit. Well, we're looking at it when it becomes a unique group of people, because that is the one that's going to redeem the world. And do not look outside of yourself to redeem the world, because at this particular point, and you can understand, because the people are so dead now, until basically the age-old thing, or when these people coming back to redeem the world is yourself. You see what I'm saying? So my point is, because if you are still in this thing going into the year 2000, then that means in actuality that you are on the right track. You're on the right track. You see what I'm saying? Because that's the level in which this particular stuff is actually going now, and because we have thousands of black people that don't want to hear this shit, that means that your role is even more special. You understand where I'm coming from? So I wanted to say that particular thing. So let's do the libation thing right quick. I used the one that the brother put together out of Indianapolis. But I'm telling you this. I mean, it's going to the point where I'm like on Manhattan Cable up in New York. I'm on Manhattan Cable because somebody took my tapes and put them on Manhattan Cable. So I'm on Manhattan Cable it's late at night, 1 or 2 in the morning, every Wednesday, I think, but I'm on there every week. Whereas the information has gotten to the point whereas when they show somebody else, they'll be like, nah, people call and say, nah, man, you got to put the brother on this saying some shit. And so I'm real, and all that in Oakland, they done bootleg the tapes until they just be seeing a damn blur on the street. Oh, man, out in California, man, but the shit is hot stuff now. You know what I'm saying? In California, Los Angeles, and I'm going to Oakland in the end of September, but the girl said, man, we trying to see how your ass look. We trying to see how you look. Big as I am, mom, you just seeing a blur over there, bootleg and stuff. So we're talking about this stuff that's literally, it's good because on one hand, because we have so few people in the consciousness. So it's all on the East Coast and Virgin Islands, all over the country. This particular stuff is going down. So I got to go out there, because like I said, they don't bootleg the tape so much until it's amazing. So let's go with the libation list. So you know the drill. Sophia, I say Diana, I say Oshun, I say Lilith, I say Lilithun, I say Abas, I say Obas, I say Iwas, I say Awas, I say Shadira, I say Cthulhu, I say Yosatos, I say Nyarlathotep, I say Hastar, I say great old ones, I say great ones, I say Amin-Ra, I say Sekhmet, I say Heru, I say Aset, I say Samuel, I say Melchizedek, I say Ptah, I say Amin, I say Lut, I say Aphid, I say Tyre, I say Amin-Rinthensar, I say Sheba, I say Apollo, I say Anunnaki, I say Keva, I say Dad, I say Yased, I say Frigga, I say Zaka, I say Brahman, I say Yamawalawedo, I say Ogun, I say Mars, I say Balda, I say Amitutu, I say Mojo Itatun, I say Mojobo Ishu, I say Mojobo Risha, I say Malkut, I say Tiamat, I say Tahuti, I say Tyre, I say Legba, I say Ishu, I say Setmayat, I say Osea, I say Lucifer, I say Sut, I say Anu, I say Nyarlathotep, I say Olakun, I say Obatala, I say Tetium, I say Tekium, I say Shakma, I say Had, I say Tipra, I say Helios, I say Shango, I say Vishnu, I say Marasha, I say Ava, I say Rhea, I say Alapi, I say Onitusu, I say Kotika, I say Koki Oko, I say Mercury, I say Rada Herukahudi, I say Hadit, I say Nut, I say Bess, I say Anet, I say, let's keep going, Maya, I say Segment, I say Prometheus, I say Titans, I say Sutek, I say Anpu, I say Aries, I say Hera, I say Aya, I say Apex. Okay, y'all can go a little higher too. Apex, I say Natsar, I say Anpu, I say Avatala, I say Megameta, I say Ma, I say Kali, I say Bridget, I say Silk, I say Frida, I say Ogubarelli, I say Mojo Obo, I say Mojo Itu, I say Tutu Legba, I say Kosika, I say Kosima, I say Atababawaya, I say few more now. Hold on. Kosi Indana, I say Kot, I say Cat, I say Melanin, that's a good one. Apel, I say Amados, I say Bass, I say Bahutit, I say Selmaries, I say Coyote, I say Damawalawedo, I say Gargo, I say Maki, I say Malektos, I say Pan, I say Supe, I say Tammuz, I say Ilitutu, I say Sahu, I say Adon, I say Aram, I say Azazel, I say Beelzebub, I say Bali, I say White Buffalo, I say Dagon, I say Demogorgon, I say Hecti, I say Memnon, I say Melampo, I say Nomo, I say Sema, y'all just stopped over y'all, oh shit. Pakwa, I say Fumo, Ba, I say Sutan, I say Shaitan, I say Ka, I say Andala, I say Apollyon, I say Belereth, I say Bihuma, I say Shakma, I say Thunderdog, I say Thunderbird, I say Patadleta Unra, I say Henry, I say Dogon, I say Yeminya, I say Kali, I say Arishi Oku, I say Oya, I say Belzephon, I say Lama Yin, I say Yin, I say Yin Lo Wayne, I say Amen, I say Naja, I say Nija, I say to all gods known and unknown, I say to all ancestors known and unknown, I say, okay. Damn, something toe, man. Got all them clean towels in Brainwood. Shit, give me some paper napkins up there. This particular book, The Secrets of the Celestial Dragon, by Jose Egger, E-G-E-R. You know, Jose, J-O-S-E, Egger, The Secrets of the Celestial Dragon. It's interesting because they deal with the whole dragon thing up in here. But it's interesting when they get to when they explain what this thing is. I want to show you this picture. Let's see if I can get a good picture of it. When they explain what this thing is, they show it as the fallopian tube, which is, you know, the female reproductive organ. But they show this particular dragon as the fallopian tube. And I think I even gave some information on this a few months ago in an instrument. I came up with it myself. It just popped in my head. And then I got a hold of this particular book, and they also show the actual dragon. Different aspects. It has horns on it. It looks like the devil. They even show different pots. If you see a pot that's like a vase that has two handles on it, that's also representing the fallopian tube also. So this is a good book that deals with the secrets of the celestial dragon by Jose Egger. I wanted to deal with that also too. So what we want to do is, at this particular time, for the people that never heard me before, we get into what is called a hard copy on what's been going on the Earth sphere. So some scientists that just come, you know, they come just for the hard copy, you know, just to see where we are.
That's right.
And one thing we want to get into right now, certain things I want to deal with right now. One thing is looking at this. The Minister Louis Farrakhan has mentioned that he believed he was poisoned. You've heard that before.
Yes, sir.
But there's some inner stuff based on the inner, some inner talk inside the Nation of Islam. And I was hanging out with some people that's real close, you know, that was real close in there. And I'll give you a report on some things that's going down. That on the inner circle, he was actually saying that he believes that it's somebody that's close to him that tried to poison him. Somebody that's close to him that's trying to poison him. And I'm going to give Farrakhan a break for this particular reason. You know, I'm hard on Farrakhan or whatever. I'm going to give Farrakhan a break because I see what Farrakhan trying to do. First of all, imagine now Farrakhan became the scapegoat of all which was evil whenever black people got around white people and wanted to talk about how prejudiced they are not. They would always throw Farrakhan in the mix as what they are, as the person that they are not, you see what I'm saying, related to in the political structure are the people that they so much hate. So he became basically the poster boy for hate for most black people in the country who was selling out to white people. So I'm quite sure that after a while, Farrakhan got to the point where he's like, shit, damn carrying the heavy for a group of black people, you know what I'm saying, we're losing by the thousands. We got the inner sanctorium of people. But to give you a report on the Khalid situation, Khalid Muhammad now has started up, as you know, the Young Black Panther Party, or the New Black Panther Party, and they're in every major city at this particular time, as well as, I think, the Young Black Muslims, as well as the Young Black Muslims. But in so many words, he said it was somebody very close to him that tried to poison him. Within the Nation of Islam is some of the words that we actually hear and also too. And so basically dealing with this particular sister that basically is very, very close in the Nation of Islam, she said, well, basically what's happening is he's looking down the road, let's say, if he's not here. You see what I'm saying? And he realizes that when he leaves, this shit gonna fall apart. Because, black people, you know how we are. So he said, well, one of the best things to do to get some glue into it is to try to get a unison or try to unify just a little bit with some of the brothers of the Sunni Muslim or outside Muslim factions that's basically on the world scale. Just so these people can have something to hold on to after he's gone. So the reason why it became a little more political minded or faction, politically basically, you know, all hooked up with the Muslim world or whatever type thing, is basically to give some type of glue to the actual thing after he's gone. So I'm like, well, you know, you can't argue with that now, because at this particular time, you know, any scheme will actually help when it comes to black people. Now, also, what's happening with your boy Rabonia, well, as you know, is Dr. York out there in Eatonton, is, didn't they have him on C-SPAN? Anybody saw the C-SPAN stuff? Now, this is what's happening. They're getting ready to, he better watch his back. Because like I said, now I'm not going to get into the argument on whether what he's doing or whatever the type thing for one reason. I figure if 104,000 people following T.D. Jakes, I'd rather anybody to go out to damn Eatonton. At least you're looking at some pyramids, you get some Egyptian shit or whatever. So I see sometimes we get a little hard. Brothers and sisters, but in the end, we got to look at the damn alternative. The alternative is Creflo Dollar, T.D. Jakes, Bishop Eddie Long, all these idiots. These assholes have kept us in bondage for years as a government program.
That's right.
And basically it's a government program. What happened was the Afrocentric movement, as well as the Nation of Islam, the Moors, and other people started getting into alternative forms of information. Somewhere in the late 80s, early 90s. The information was very strong at that particular time, and no preacher could stand up against it, not unless you were just totally dead. So basically, as anything that we have, because we're very faddish people, when the Afrocentric thing started dying down a little bit, they had to reinvest into a younger preacher. You see what I'm saying? To a younger preacher, make sure he got on some top-notch shit, you know, fucking 8 buttons. You know what I'm saying? His nigga got on 8 buttons. He got on 3 buttons, he got a damn 8 buttons. But even that, they have some fine-ass suits on. Even T.D. Jakes got some sweet shit, if you understand what you call it, you know, make a big mom like that, you know, look pretty good and all, you know, shit, you know. I mean, I'm getting on up there, but hell, you get past the damn, in them 40s, you fucked up, you know, you going in them 50s and stuff, you know, 50 too long and shit. But anyway, a husky. But the point is, you know, they real sharp, Creflo Dollar and all these people, and they had to reinvest into a younger preacher. So because it's always based on the sexual thing. To get the black woman up in there, hooked up into that shit. So they had to reinvest into a younger preacher, you know what I'm saying? You know, to get the black woman up in that whole thing and all. Not only that, he got all the white women now. Should be packed with black and white women. And white people, so they had to reinvest into a whole new crew. And they said, well, let's see. Then they took your boy out of Pepperdine, what's his name, Fred Price, and reinvested in him. They said, well, you know, we just give you a little bit of African stuff you can deal with right now, you know. He still, you know, have a spin on it, talking junk about several other factions. You know what I'm saying? But they had to reinvest into this particular preachers, and now as a result, man, I'm just telling you, even that out there, you know, you say what you want, but any brother that's dealing anything contrary to doggone this this age-old Bible Belt bullshit is good. Let's deal with this thing, man. Christianity, man, is greater than crack ever was. You ain't never had a convention with 104,000 crackheads up in there. You see what I'm saying? This thing is big, so man. So what the deal is he's on there, but they put him on the C-SPAN thing, and they also mentioned his name, brother Dr. York, along with the whole Jim Jones shit. Slip that in there. Then you notice some stuff is getting ready to go down.
That's right.
So if some stuff go down and you see 1,000 black people with laying in the damn on the grass with Kool-Aid cups beside them, don't think that you ain't been warned. They set it up that way. And you say, well, how can that happen? This government got the technology to do what the fuck they want to do. You see what I'm saying? They can come up in there and they can kill what the hell they want to do. Not unless you align yourself to the dark side. Because if you're on the good people get killed. And we'll get into that also too. They ain't fucking with the dark side. Like I said, that's amazing. I'm on Manhattan Cable every day. And the Spirit Ram told me, don't get on the TV. I'm on Manhattan Cable every month. I said, okay. Every damn week, I said, oh, okay, that's that Manhattan Cable. That's the Illuminati top shit, New York. But you align yourself with the right frequencies and you're all right, which is your melanin frequencies, and that's what we'll get into also too. But anyway, they setting this whole thing up with the Rabboni thing, or the Dr. York thing, and they already equated it with the Jim Jones. And one time I said, yeah, it's a cult and all that kind of stuff. You see what I'm saying? Now, they got all the documentation say they can build what the hell they want. Walt Disney can build any damn thing he wants. One of the most racist film companies that you give your child's mind is Walt Disney. Now, they done had an Arab. That was Aladdin. They done had a Native American with Pocahontas. I was just hooked up with the white boy. They done had the Asian Mulan. They done had so many white, they got damn white boy. They got Tarzan in the damn jungle with dreadlocks. And then a damn nigga in the movie. You know what I'm saying? They've had every race around the world that cover the basic four food groups, that I'm going to call it. People say these people are our food. We'll get into that. The basic four food groups or whatever, you know, that everything but Africa. When it came to Africa, they put the Lion King, and then the people still complain, say it's a black movie. You see what I'm saying? But it's one of the most racist outfits going. You see what I'm saying? So they can build all the theme parks they want to build. You see, so the man said he want to build a theme park, but see, they got problems with that. You see, so I'm looking at things on a bigger level now. You see what I'm saying? Other than just, you know, whatever. I'm just saying, they got a right to, they got all the stuff in line. Which leads us to this. Because some people saying, you wrong. See, we going into the year 2000, and why don't you forget all this shit? Why don't you forget about the past? Now, it's interesting. The white boy, I tell you, he'll come up to you and he'll tell you, I want you to forget about the past. That's all over. Slavery is over. All this other stuff is over. Forget about the past. But I want to ask you a question here. You go downtown and you 4 years old and steal a fucking bubble gum. Might be a misdemeanor, but they put a record on your ass for the rest of your life. Right? Now see how slick shit is? But see, he defines reality. He will put a record. You might have done some shit when you was 19. Now, when a person 19 might be, you might be 45 now. You can't even remember the damn person that was 19. But you did something, and it's on your record. You see what I'm saying? It might be some stuff you did at 11. It's still on your record. Right? History record, credit record, jail record, all types of records. And he can keep a record on you. But when it comes to the damn white man, you can't keep a fucking record. Ain't that some shit? Niggas not telling you, hey, you need to forget about all this black shit. This is behind me. Yeah, this cracker got a record on your behind right now. You running the fucking Equifax. Trying to get bankruptcy and all kind of shit, because the cracker got a record on you. He don't never ever let you forget nothing that you do. He got a record on your ass if you ain't ever did shit. You got a phone bill, you got a light bill, you got a gas bill, you go to Radio Shack, that's a fucking record. He got a record that suggests everything that you do in this particular world, but you can't have no fucking records on the white man. No, he can go and kill billions of people from around the world. Okay. Whole races, the Caribs wiped out, the Tasmanians wiped out, whole populations of species of Africans that you don't know. Okay. That's not that no more. You just say they're just modern now. No, they got whole species, about 1 million gone since fucking down 1900. Okay. Right? But yet, you can't keep no record. So when I keep a fucking record, you see what I'm saying? Oh, I'm a racist. But he can keep a record on your ass all day. You accept it as, well, that's reality. I'm going to try to go 7 years, come I might get my credit right. You know what I'm talking about? Bullshit. You see the power? See, this is the power to define. So what we're dealing with here now is, we're talking about mind control that's more advanced. He don't have to rule you no more with the Ku Klux Klan on that overt level. Mind control is so ingrained into us. He keeps a record, and you know, he keeps a record on every damn thing. Like I said, my girl, we went to, Taps Cleaners or Trips, what's the name of that cleaners? On Ponce Leon? Fashion Care. Went to Fashion Care. She went to Fashion Care in 1994. I go to Fashion Care again in 1997, and they go, oh, this address, 1995. Oh, this address here say you had something checked in here 4 years ago in 1994. I'm like, what the fuck? You keeping a record on the damn laundry? You see what I'm saying? But he keeps a record on everything, but yet we got records here. We can't keep fucking records. We racist. And it's not that the white man can. He really respects you when you tap into your own shit. Like one brother saying, they train their school teachers, but it's a whole bunch of a little bit of leftover so-called liberals. And they say, but they say, well, they're training these, what they're doing is they're getting these brothers out of college that normally would go into other fields. They're saying, shit, we'll give you a certificate as long as you can go into the damn school system and teach some of these black people. Now you get a few little white people, they feel a little, oh, you know, I want to help somebody. They got stages when they do that shit. It might be a year, maybe 10 years. You know, it's a stage when they want to help. So when the brother said, well, what it is, the brother said, you know, I bust up in there with some dreadlocks, and they was like, oh, we want you. You see what I'm saying? They don't want the person that's coming up in there looking like them. You know what I'm saying? Looking like Tiger Woods or whatever, Snigger Woods. Yeah, that's right, Snigger Woods. Motherfucker got that crack up, so the blonde-haired woman and shit. You know, fuck him. Nigga say he ain't black, fuck Snigger Woods. You know what I'm saying? Snigger Woods ass. He can cut all it off he want. But they don't want that. So my point is so they even respect that a lot of times when you come correct. So my point is, but it's the Negroes out here. Don't want to hear nothing black and get upset when you come off with something conscious. You see what I'm saying? So it's the Negroes out here. So my point is the white man keep records all the time, and you don't even question the shit.
That's right.
But when you talk about us keeping records, who says that we can't keep fucking records when the white man does it? And since when did the white man ever forgive you for shit when you break his laws?
Right.
That's how the fuck we supposed to forgive a goddamn cracker, and the cracker got 2 billion niggas locked up in jail that he could have forgave. And basically, their actual records suggest that they need forgiveness. For the simple fact they all, you know what I'm saying? It's not like these were some healthy, functional, blue blood white crackers that's got all this damn money that's fucking up.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's got all the opportunities. So that's the point I'm trying to make. Name it when the damn white man forgive you. Don't forgive your ass for shit. Right now, if you go to try to get some damn insurance and you done wrecked a few fender benders or whatever, ask that damn insurance company whether you forgive your ass. What do you call my premiums and all that shit? So we're talking about mind control here. Mind control is they have flipped the script and got you feeling guilty for being conscious. Thinking that, you know, this is not necessary. These good white people out here. But you don't understand it's a global system. And they don't forgive you for jack shit. You know what I'm saying? For nothing. Nothing at all. If you fuck up with them, your ass is through dealing. But yet you can't even damn record history of a person that has plagued you and has been your damn enemy. That's another thing. We still don't know who our enemy is. Because all of a sudden now, because we must understand, I don't care how technological you get, I don't care how late it gets into the 2000s, never think that you're too advanced, that you don't have a fucking enemy. And that's the key that we have at this particular time. Now, I'm not saying that you got to be extreme and shut yourself off from the person. We're talking about get in there and deal with what you got to deal with. If I walk past a restaurant and I see you up in there eating lunch with them, I don't even give a damn about that shit if they buying it. You know what I'm saying? And it's interesting because there's a sister. We went to a Duke Ellington concert a few weeks. I think I might have mentioned this the last time I was here. There's this sister. She was amongst her own black people. And I was looking at the sister. I said, I know that sister there because, you know, my office is up here, Starbucks down here on across from Woodmont Park in the Equitable building. So I see this sister. I just be watching her. This sister come down, and she around these white people, and I've never seen her in a year. I've been up there about a year now, because start off with C3 Manel, we sit up there and stuff, and I've been up there for about a year. I go up there every day for at least about 30 minutes an hour, do my morning ritual, go there and I'll sit down there, I'll do some studying or whatever. And I've been there for a year, and I've never seen this black girl without a smile on her face. Always smiling, because, you know, she feels inferior because she's around white people. Well, okay, I already know this motherfucker here feels inferior because she around white people. She always grinning. Just grinning. Even when the white people are walking and say, we got to get to lunch, ain't nobody making no jokes and shit. She just feels she got to have a smile on her face anytime she look at you. We went to this Duke Ellington concert, when his son did this thing back in June or late, I think, June or whatever. And we went out to Chastain Park, and I saw the same sister out there amongst her own black people. In the whole concert, that motherfucker didn't smile a bit. Didn't smile at all. And I'm like, damn, I've seen this girl a year and didn't think that she could even close her mouth. You see, this type of doggone mentality, that we have at this particular time. Let me get into some hard copy. Number one, if you notice, downtown Atlanta, I said this on the radio if you didn't hear this, They have a crazy white person. He go crazy. You know, he ain't washed in a month or whatever. And if be a crazy white boy out there, he won't be out there no more than 2 weeks. They'll come and get the white boy and get him some care. Whereas a crazy brother, they keep him out there indefinitely. You see, they got one brother been out there with the same pair of clothes on by 2 years. Now, I told you about that guy that be at Lenox Mall with the broke leg, that the damn cast done dry rotted. You see what I'm saying? But they keep them out there forever to drive home this particular point. Now, how many people saw this particular... So we're talking about a form of mind control. How many people saw the Heisman Trophy winner on ESPN magazine and in the jet? With what's my man named? Mike Ditka. Mike Ditka in a tuxedo, and this goddamn nigga with dreadlocks on in a fucking wedding dress. See what I'm saying? You don't think this motherfucker need to be killed? In a wedding dress. They had it in jail not too long ago, but you know, on the cover of the magazine, and they showing the white boy making sure he's showing it in several all around the world. This mind control is a mother. You see, he in a doggone wedding dress and Mike Ditka in the uniform, saying, if you go down, run this ball for me, you got to be the hoe. That's a plain and simple. That's what that shit means. You the damn hoe. You know what I'm saying? So it's right, just like Brother Dawood said, football is organized homosexuality. Putting your hands between another motherfucker balls to get a ball. Now for the people, organized homosexuality. But they will keep the black people out there. They want to drive this point home. They'll keep them out there forever, the crazy people. Because they want a certain amount of image when they come and see a nice clean city that's all cleaned up, and you seeing black people, you see all messed up, they to drive the image around the world that these people are savage, and the only thing is left is extermination for not the underclass. They already got rid of them. For your ass now. That's right. You see, the first thing is to tell you about your affirmative action going, and the next thing for your ass is extermination too. You see what I'm saying? Not you, because the conscious always can understand if your eyes are open. You see what I'm saying? But that's one of the keys to drive this thing home, is to paint this image around the world that these people are savage and these people are crazy. You see? Now, my science is this stuff's got to end. We got to end this world, and we got to do it. We got to end the physical world as we know it. That's what I'm about. That's what the science suggests that we're going to get into in a few minutes. Why? Because we have never had a history as black people. I don't give a damn. We done went through 2 depressions, because we went through white people depression. You know, in the 1930s, late, you know, the 1930s, what, 1931 or whatever it is? Or was it 39? 29 in the 30s, and Roosevelt brought the wall in 41, and we got out of it. So, but niggas remained in the depression. You see what I'm saying? Indefinitely. You see what I'm saying? Till you got some welfare or whatever, affirmative action or whatever, and all, you know. But we went through all this, but never in our history, even coming out of slavery as real minute people, that's brain dead, we never resorted to begging white people. We don't have a history of going up to white people begging white people. But we got thousands of black men now, like fucking leeches, going up and begging white people. They don't give a shit what it is. So my point is when you get when we lose all human function, and we got to go up and beg the damn oppressor like that, it's time to get the fuck off the planet. Because there's not a cure in sight. Because he's not going to do it. It's time to raise up out of this shit. Because when you just look at this minute, small things, we have never had a history of going up to white people, panhandling to that particular. You might have an age-old bum. But I'm just talking about the average, just young black people on the damn train, a brother 18 going up to everybody begging. You know what I'm saying? But begging white tourists. You see what I'm saying? But first of all, these people are robots. They don't even exist. For the mere fact that's not a part of our nature, what I'm trying to tell you is, same brother that's got enough pride to get white sneakers on, white drawers, because you can see their drawers, you know, they have their pants up under their ass. White drawers, he gonna go up and bum white people, and you know that basically, that's a clone. That's somebody that the government has invented based on genetic engineering, and I'm not talking about messing with his mind, I'm talking about making a new one of him and killing the host, that they can put out there as robots to pass several laws, as well as to give the excuse that we need to be exterminated. You see what I'm saying? So we talking about serious times on that particular stuff. You see, very key. Now, the eclipse that just went on the 11th. On the 11th. This book, A.T. Mann, you can get it now. It's only like $7. Millennium Prophecies. A.T. Mann's book. A.T. Mann, M-A-N-N. His book, on page, starting on the Esoteric Prophecies, chapter 8. Chapter 8, all the way to the end of the book. All the way to the end of the book, you will find the Grand Cross that just happened on the 11th, the eclipse. You'll find it all in this particular book. But what we have here is a series of things that's been going on throughout the entire 90s. So let's recap. You might have had 2 eclipses in the whole 80s, if I can remember any. Maybe 1. You had 4 in the 90s, maybe 5 eclipses. You had El Nino, then you had La Nina. You had 2 comets, Hale-Bopp and 1 the year before. You had the Dogon Siggy ceremony, which was in West Africa on April 23rd of 1994, as well as the same year you had the Freaknik on the continent, on the western continent at the same time, going on with the Siggy ceremony that was supposed to go off they've been looking for 30 years. You had your white buffalo